it's Allison Circle, Chief Customer Experience Officer here at Columbus Metropolitan Library, and I have a special guest for you today I'm really excited about. With me today is Wendy VanScheetz. She's our Manager of Circulation. And when I go around talking about what we do here from a customer experience perspective, we always talk about our desk. I show pictures of our desk. All the time people say to me, how in the world do you do that? So what I have done today for you is bring the expert in, somebody who's actually managed that. So Wendy, thanks for joining me today. And why don't you tell me first about what we do here and how it's different from how we used to be?
We really try to be mobile and out in front of our desk, looking available and approachable to our customers. And that's a big shift from a traditional library desk where you might be sitting in a chair, waiting behind the desk for customers to come to you with questions. We want to be out in front and be walking towards our customers as they come to us with those questions. It really does present a more friendly view for the customers coming in their buildings.
And what have our customers said to you in response to this?
Oh, they say it's so wonderful to see such friendly faces. We get comments all the time about how friendly our staff is and how grateful the customers are for their service.
And because it's approachable, they know they're not interrupting people.
That's
and that
right.
We're here to serve. Remember, our customer first philosophy, we have our video on our website, says, I'm here for you. I see you. And if I'm sitting behind a desk, sitting low, I don't do either one of those things.
One of the big changes is that we are not multitasking at the desk. I coach my staff that we are just standing there being available is the work. We want to be ready for the customers when they're coming in. And if we are behind the desk with our faces at a computer or looking down at the desk at reports, then the customers think we're busy and they don't want to bother us.
So a lot of the questions I get is, that's great, but how did you do that? And we didn't always used to be this way. We've been working at it for a while. What are some of the techniques you've used to help our staff get comfortable in this new model?
Well, one of the first steps is to take away all of those tasks that staff are used to doing at the desk and finding another spot in our schedule for that work to happen. And then there's a lot of coaching involved, a lot of reminding, being very consistent and persistent with how we're coaching staff and making sure that they understand that this really is what we want them to do.
So I would imagine then, Wendy, that as we've taken this model, you're also hiring differently.
True.
And so tell me about that.
Yes. So as we are interviewing people, it really starts with those questions about task orientation versus really being ready to help the customer, being available and ready for the customers.
And so for your piece of advice for somebody who thinks, gosh, I'd really like to do that, how do I get started? I got a plan, but what piece of advice would you really give them?
It starts with the veteran staff. You really need to work on creating that expectation with them and making sure that you are providing that consistent feedback so that the veteran staff know what's expected. And then secondly, it's hiring the right people, making sure that you're hiring for the customer focus and not the tasks.
And for people who understand that this is my job and who are bought into that to begin with.
Absolutely.
And I would guess the more people see that being successful, they might want to be part of that success.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, once you create the expectation and new staff are doing it because they know no other way, and veteran staff are doing it because they now understand that that's the expectation, then it's just the way it is at the desk.
And so as you think about this, what do you think was the hardest part for you in all of this?
Well, the hardest part is that being persistent and being consistent. Staff want to be busy. They want to feel like they're accomplishing something. And so really being persistent with the staff, that's not what we want. We really want them to be approachable to customers.
I really love how you said it is your job to be doing this. It's not to be doing something else. That's a total change of mentality, isn't it?
It is.
And it's really about providing that different kind of customer experience. That's really what we're trying to go for.
That's absolutely right. It's just a whole different environment when the customer walks in and sees that staff are ready there, willing to, and able to help them with whatever their question is.
So for people who are thinking about this and trying to figure out how to do it, what piece of advice would you give them?
I would say start with your veteran staff and really work on creating that expectation. You yourself as the managers will need to model it, and you'll need to be consistent with the expectation from the staff. And then you want to look at how you're hiring new people and make sure that the staff that you're bringing in are ready and able to do what you need.
Well, you can see why I brought in a professional and somebody who does this every day, because some of the advice you gave there, I would not have been able to come up with myself. So thank you very much, Wendy, and thank you all for tuning in, and thanks for being here.
Thank you.